Alright, so this is my setup right now, all the electronics. I'm filming this because last time I connected the Kelly controller. I had some issues with the auto identification of the motor that's below there, and I just want to document this to see how everything will go this time. It was sent back to the factory for a reset. I'm hoping this time it will work. So first let's walk through the connections that I made. I have this little checklist. Um, so first what I did, I connected the uh, traction battery pack through the BMS. So let's show that. This is my BMS setup. It's all running right now. This is the positive, this is the negative. So it's all going through. Positive lead goes through here, in there. It's covered right now, but it's screwed in. Then negative is connected through there, goes like this, and in there. All right, so that's the traction battery input. Then second connection we made is the first connector on the Kelly controller. We connected the 12 volt input, and the rest of the connector we left unconnected for now. As you can see, we are talking about this connector here. Oh, sorry. Goes to this little board that I made, which is a bit messy right now, but this is just a 12 volt output. Also, he'll handle the CAN bus messaging, but it's all disabled now. That goes into here, and rest of the cables are left unconnected. So as you can see, well, I made sure to connect it properly. The number 7, that is noted down here. It's a bit difficult to show, but there's number 7 that will need to receive at least 12 volt input. Then we have the CAN bus and ground, of course, connected, but yeah. Next connection we made is the second connector. We connected the throttle. Rest of the connector is left unconnected, which you can see here. This is my throttle. It's just a bare sensor right now, Hall sensor. Connected through this connector here. Double checked all the wiring, all the numbers to make sure that signal wires goes to the correct places in the connector and everything. This one is for the brake, but it's left unconnected for now. And the remaining of the wires from this connector are also left unconnected. Then third connector connected to the motor. Oh, I need to point it properly at my screen. Third connector connected to the motor. Made sure to, based on all the documentation that we have from Kelly and from QS Motor, I figured out which connections we need to make and noted them down there. And as you can see, this whole big wire comes out of this motor and it ends up here, connected to the Kelly controller. And you'll have to just trust me that it's all done properly. The light's also a bit bad, but yeah. So that. Next one. This one is a bit more simple, also based on the documentation from Kelly and from QS Motor. I noted down the correct connections for the power wires. I think this one is a bit less critical because if it If you do this wrong, you can just, I think the only thing that happens is that the motor might turn a different direction. But yeah, let's quickly show that. Power wires come out of the motor and connect it to the controller. Next connection, or precaution that we need to make is to make sure there is no load on the controller, on the motor, which we can verify here. This is just a temporary setup for the motor, and you can see it can spin freely. There's no load on the motor. Then, next connection we have is the Kelly USB connected. This is the 4-pin connector. Kelly provided the USB cable, connected it to my laptop, and then you can connect it through this configuration program. Based on the documentation that Kelly provided and some YouTube videos that I looked up, I created my own procedure just to be extra clear about all of them and condense it to a simple list. I already powered on the system. As you might have heard, the fan is spinning and all the lights are showing and everything. So I can open my motor ETS user program, which I did right here. You can see it's COM1 opened. I can also go to monitoring and it will show some information like battery voltage, controller temperature, stuff like that. We'll go back to the parameters. It will say read data error. I'll retry and it will find everything again. It says COM1 opened again, so we can go to the next step. I already changed the throttle type and motor pulse to 2 and 32 respectively. Because I am using, oh, I did not change it, it's changed back, I guess. So throttle type, TPS type, if you hover over it, it says number 2 means Hall active pedal, which is what I have. So I'll change that to 2. And then the motor pulse, it's the pair of the pair pull number times 2. And based on the documentation that I have here, is that my motor has 16 pairs. So I should do that times 2 and fill in 32 here. Then, according to the Kelly documentation, we have to fill in 170 in the identification angle value so that the motor will start automatically identifying. We will do that here. 170. Yeah, there, identify angle 170. Then we will verify that the right operation is successful. So we filled in all these values, and then we click write, and it says written is success. Let me get rid of my cat from the desk. Alright, so now it says this documentation is a bit unclear to me. In the documentation it says we need to exit the user program, and then a few steps later it says that we need to check status in the user program, which I don't think works if you exited it. So I am deviating a little bit from the plan there. I will exit, I will turn it off, and they provided me with this little error code indicator. So I will turn it off, I will connect the error code indicator, and then I will turn it back on. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to exit this user program. It says written is success, okay. We will exit, as the documentation says. Then we will turn off the power supply. which we will do. Power supply off. No fan spinning anymore. We will disconnect this. Let me do that real quick. So that one is disconnected. And I will connect the error code indicator. Which I just did. I don't know exactly how this error code indicator works. I think it has some LEDs on it, but maybe we'll be able to get some information from that. So, according to my procedure, I connected this error code indicator. We wait for a few seconds. I think we just did wait for a few seconds while connecting this. Then we can turn on the power supply, and it should start automatically indicating what this motor is connected to. So, we'll turn it back on. Everything is good. Let's see what's going to happen now. I can see some LEDs turn on there. Motor is not doing very much right now. Not sure what I should be expecting. This error code indicator is just showing a red and a green LED. I don't know what the meaning is behind that. This motor is not spinning at the moment, or not indicating, it seems. We'll just have to wait for a few minutes, as the documentation says. Wait for 2 to 3 minutes. This is also what it says in the official documentation. So it should, the motor shaft will try to run on random directions. I'm not sure if that's doing it right now. Maybe I can feel some vibrations. No. I don't think there's anything happening at the moment. This error code indicator still showing some lights, but yeah. I guess we'll wait for a few more minutes. These are the connections. Yeah, well, I guess it is not working.